Just to identify in ways you've never dreamed possible. Plus trivia quizzes, cryptograms, mazes, unusual crosswords.
USA.
Don't move! This gun's loaded.
You know what I think? I think you better hand over that little toy pistol of yours because I can handle it a lot better than you can.
One more step and I'll shoot.
Just one little itty-bitty step?
You heard what I said.
Oh, there! There you go. You got your back up against the wall. There's no place for you to hide now, Wiley. Now put up or shut up. Well, come on, sissy, shoot! You shot me. My God.
Gunther.
Well, how about that, Mr. Whitney? Did I do a number on that kid, or did I?
Gunther, you were splendid. All right, now, come on. Let's get a move on here. You may have called the cops or an ambulance or something.
Yeah, good. You brought the police, huh? It worked like a charm, Mr. Whitney. The only thing is, I couldn't get him to shoot me from a distance, you know? I know you wanted at least 10 feet. But he wouldn't play the game, so I had to grab the gun and pull the trigger myself, the little sissy.
Oh, that's all right, Gunther. I'll just remove these blanks here and replace them with the real thing. Then I will drive you over to the house, put you in the attic, and I'll get you your money.
Cash, Mr. Whitney. Nothing but cash.
Oh, yes, Gunther, nothing but cash. And then I will tell Gavin that I have just saved his hide. And that I have taken your body and given you a private burial.
Oh, he's going to be so grateful to you, Mr. Whitney.
Oh, yes, he'll do anything I ask him now.
Yeah, he's going to be so scared. Oh, there's one thing, Mr. Whitney. I've never been up in the attic in your house there. Is there going to be enough room for me?
Oh, yes, Gunther. Plenty of room. You'll be very comfortable.
You know, I got to hand it to you, Mr. Whitney. You sort of blew it with that situation with Romeo Slade, but you sure did a good job this time.
Yes, Gunther, I really used my head. You see, now I've got Gavin Wiley under control. And you get to go to heaven.
That's right, Mr. Whitney. Oh, man, I'm going to find myself a tropical paradise.
Well, that's not exactly the kind of heaven I had in mind, Gunther.
Huh?
I'm sorry I neglected to tell you this part of the joke, Gunther. Somehow I didn't think that you would appreciate the punchline.
Gavin. He should be here
Jody,
by now.
take it easy.
Do you realize what could be going on in that studio this very second?
Look, personally, I doubt that those two ever even saw each other.
I'm sure Gunther went out the back way just as soon as you left.
No, he wasn't in any great rush to leave.
Look, Gunther isn't exactly college professor material, but he'd have to be an absolute idiot to wait around there.
That's true, Jody.
Yeah, well, I'll believe that when I see Gavin walk through that door in one piece.
Look, Gavin swore that he was not going to fight Gunther. Now, even if he did see him there, I'm sure that he kept his word.
I have a lot of faith in Gavin, but you both know how big Gunther is.
Well, so does Gavin. I'm sure he acted sensibly, Jody.
How you doing, honey?
She's still upset, I'm afraid.
Well, you got a phone call. Maybe that'll make you feel better.
Is it Gavin?
It sounded like him to me. Why don't you take it on that phone?
Now, see, there he is. He's going to tell you everything's all right.
Gavin, is that you?
Yeah.
Where are you, at the studio?
No, I'm in a phone booth outside the building.
But did you see Gunther?
Yeah.
Well, what happened?
Jody, just try to remain calm. There's a little trouble.
I knew it. I knew this was going to happen. What kind of trouble?
Look, I tried to play it cool. I told him I was going to go to the cops, and I wasn't going to let him get away with what he did to you.
Gavin, what happened?
Gunther threatened me. He said he was going to break my other leg.
Oh, my God. My God, did he hurt you?
Well, he was going to. I'll tell you, he would have, but I wouldn't let him get him near me. You should see the look in his eyes.
But how did you stop him?
I made it to the gun.
And you just scared him away, right?
Well, that's what I meant to do. I swear. But he rushed at me and he grabbed the gun and the gun went off.
Gavin, no.
Yeah, Gunther was shot. He in the stomach. I think it was pretty serious, but I think he was still breathing. I would have called from the studio, but he ripped the phone out.
Okay, listen. Miles is here with me, and I'll ask him to take a look at Gunther.
Tell him to hurry up.
Okay, we'll meet you at the studio in a few minutes, all right?
No, I can't go back there. Can I meet you at your place?
Okay. Look, I'll see you in a little while. Gavin, I love you. And please, try not to worry. Gunther was there. There was a fight and a shooting.
What?
Gavin has been keeping a gun at the studio lately for protection.
Oh, no.
There's no time to go into details. Gunther's been shot.
How badly is he hurt?
I don't know. Gavin says he needs medical attention again. The studio's right up the block, Miles.
All right, I got my bag in the trunk of the car.
Miles, hurry, please, hurry.
Take her home, all right? I'll call you then.
Well, it's now 9:30, and it's just you and me. Doesn't that prove what I told you, that my husband does not keep normal business hours?
Now, Raven, if you and Skylar have arranged all this just to demonstrate how much I am needed, it was totally unnecessary.
No, it's true. I'm afraid that my husband will be running off to meetings at all hours of the day and night for the rest of my life. And that's why I'm glad I don't have to be alone anymore.
Well, perhaps things will be better. Not so bad after the dance company's open.
Well, he hasn't found a replacement for Jody yet, so that won't happen for a while. And if it wasn't the dance company, it would be something else. Now, listen, don't get the idea that the only reason we wanted you to move in here was to keep me company. I mean, you'll be a very good influence on me, a steadying influence.
My dear Raven, that sounds like an awesome responsibility.
Well, I don't mean it to sound like that. I just mean that, well, I just hoped you would be sort of a mother to us.
Well, now, I can't go about telling two adults how to run their lives, now can I? I mean, I can't picture myself urging you to eat your vegetables or announcing that you have seen quite enough TV for the night and it's time to go to bed.
Oh, don't worry. Skylar and I won't need any coaxing to go to bed.
Now, Raven, let's be realistic. When you and I lived together, I had absolutely no influence over you. And I can tell you this, that when Skylar was a young child, nobody had any influence over him.
I'm sure. He was a holy terror.
Well, he had a very strong will, I can tell you that. To put it bluntly, my dear, Skylar Whitney was a spoiled brat.
Well, that doesn't mean that he won't listen now. Because I assure you, Geraldine, Skylar is a totally different man now.
blood bag, huh? Very ingenious, Gunther. Oh, yes, indeed. Time has run out for you, Gunther. You're not going to be needing this where you're going.
Take it easy, Gunther. I'll do the best I can for you.
The worms.
Never mind that. Listen to me, Gunther. You're breathing very heavily, but you may make it if I can get you to the hospital on time. My phone's out of order. I gotta go downstairs to call for an ambulance, all right? While I'm gone, I want you to lie very still.
You give your body the best.
Come on, body, you can do it. Sure you can.
From the best workout to best deodorant soap.
Safeguard. Give your body the best. Hey, this body deserves it all. Both the most rich, thick deodorant soap lather I can get, bubbling over with the most deodorant soap protection I can get. Clean scent. Give this body anything less than the best. Are you talking to me?
Give your body the best. Give it Safeguard.
Mom, what are you doing here?
You invited me.
Tomorrow night. Tom's coming to dinner tonight.
Oh, so I'm early. Give me a chance to meet your fiancé.
Boyfriend, Mom. Boyfriend.
Boyfriend, fiancé, it's all the same.
Really, Mom, I have got to get ready.
Oh, I should freshen up, too. Do you have any antiperspirant?
Here, use my secret. It really works.
I know, but I like unscented. I don't want it to clash with my perfume.
Look, Mom, Secret comes in unscented, too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Same strong protection as the regular Secret, without the scent. See?
Oh, scent, that's great. I'm going to try it. I do want to feel my best. Your fiancé?
Boyfriend, Mom.
Today's Secret, made strong for a woman, in scented or unscented.
We're in New Orleans at world-famous Arnaud's restaurant. Tonight, we're secretly replacing the fine coffee they usually serve with dark, sparkling Folgers crystals. Will it be rich enough for our special guests?
This is the best coffee I've had in a long time.
What?
It definitely was very rich. Rich flavor. It was very good.
What would you say if I told you that it was Folgers Crystals?
Folgers Crystals? As in instant? We've never had instant coffee this good.
Will they just sell it to the restaurants, or can I buy it at home? I will buy it at home.
That's extraordinary.
This is what diners at world-famous Arnaud's restaurant told us about Folgers crystals. Coffee rich enough to be served in America's finest restaurants.
Sure there's nothing I can't do to help you, Mike?
The dishes are in the dishwasher. Table's been cleared. About all you can do is sit down and relax, Derek.
And have some coffee.
You know, it's been a long time since I've seen this town so involved in a story that wasn't a murder or a disaster.
Well, people need a little change from all that sometimes, so why not a love story?
It's true. Everywhere I went today, everybody seemed to have the Monticello News open to Nancy's article.
The public certainly has taken Valerie's story to heart.
How do you know?
Because the switchboard at headquarters has been lighting up all day long with people who swear they know who this Diedrichson is.
Oh?
Same thing happened at the newspaper, but none of the calls seem to be valid. Well, how about yours?
No, we checked out one or two leads, but found nothing.
I'm really surprised at the reaction. I just hope all this publicity isn't going to cause a problem for Valerie.
Why, has her phone been ringing off the hook, too?
Fortunately, she has an unlisted number.
But they might be trying to reach her at the photo studio. I did mention in the article where she works.
I don't think we have to be concerned. It'll probably be old news by tomorrow.
Yeah, isn't that usually the case?
She certainly is concerned about finding this lost love, isn't she?
We had hoped for more than just a romantic reunion, Terry.
Why? What do you mean?
Valerie is curious about this young man, but the reason we're trying to locate Lieutenant Diedrichson is the possibility of gaining more information about Bryson's activities at that clinic in Lucerne.
You think he might have seen or heard something that would help?
Well, so far, Draper Scott hasn't located any of the patients who were treated in Lucerne, legitimate or otherwise.
Obviously, even the legitimate patients don't like the idea of coming forward and talking about their plastic surgeries.
Yeah. So even though there was a big response to the article, we still haven't heard a peep out of Lieutenant Jim Diedrichson, so maybe, I don't know, does that mean he's not in Monticello after all?
Hi, I'm Jimmy Connors, and I'm going to make you a better tennis player. Every month in Tennis Magazine, Tennis, #1 tennis magazine in the world. #1 in keeping you up to date, helping you to enjoy and improve your game.
Get sound practical instruction from the world's top teachers like Ash, Hopman, Schravert, Vandermeer, and even Connors and me.
With news, insights, and updates on all the top players and on the bright new stars. With Tell It Like It Is articles on tennis equipment, apparel, and vacation ideas. Now you can get tennis at a bargain rate.
Call 800-453-1900 toll-free, and you can get 12 issues of Tennis Magazine for only $9.97, less than half the newsstand price. Call right now, and you'll get free the booklet Jimmy Connors on winning serves and ground strokes. That's 12 issues of tennis, plus the Jimmy Connors booklet for only $9.97. But you must call now, 800-453-1900.
Don't forget, we've got a date right here every month.
Just finished my first day at a great new job. You know where I found it? Here, in the National Business Employment Weekly. Every issue tells you about the best jobs available. Managerial, professional, technical. At top companies across the country. Top salaries from $25,000 a year to $250,000. Every issue has articles to help you land the job that's right for you. Writing a better resume. Coming across strong in interviews. Marketing yourself. Then when you get the job you want, articles that help you manage your career. Like setting career goals, salary statistics, how to ask for a raise and get it. The National Business Employment Weekly helps you get a great job, helps you do a great job. Don't make a career move without it.
Ask for the National Business Employment Weekly at your newsstand, or if you prefer, get the next 8 issues by first-class mail for $32. Call toll-free 800-255-5000. 8 weekly issues, $32. Call 800-255-5000 now.
So what would you like to do now? How about a game of poker?
Now tell me, is your desire for fun and games designed to keep me occupied or you?
Well, both of us, I guess.
Well, I'm sorry, my dear, but I give up.
Oh, are you feeling all right?
No, I'm fine. I'm just tired.
I'm sorry. I've kept you up late.
No, that's nonsense. I wanted to be with you. I'm just getting tired, that's all.
No, I should have insisted a long time ago that you go to bed.
I know my limitations. All I need is a good night's rest.
All right, then. Go to bed.
Since you put it that way.
Why, darling, you're home.
I'm sorry I had to be gone so long, darling. Geraldine?
Skyler, I'm very glad you arrived when you did. Now I can go to bed with clear conscience.
Oh, I trust you enjoyed the evening?
Oh, Geraldine is the best company.
Now, Raven, be truthful. The very best company you could have has just arrived home.
All right. So, you're a close second.
I'll settle for that. In the meantime, I'm going to bed. So to all, a good night.
All right, if there's anything you need, you just tell me.
Good night, Geraldine. And I want to tell you that I'm very, very pleased that you've decided to stay with us.
Thank you, Skyler. Well, good night.
Good night.
Hi.
Alone at last.
I'm sorry that I was gone so long, but It was unavoidable.
Well, you look as if you had a very successful business meeting.
Well, why do you say that?
Why, you look triumphant.
Well, as a matter of fact, things turned out pretty well. As a matter of fact, I resolved more than just one problem tonight.
Just minutes after he was hurt.
You mean after Gavin shot him?
Miles is going to do everything possible to help Gunther. Now, you can be sure of that.
Nicole, I don't want Gunther to die. I mean, that's the worst thing that could happen.
If he can be saved, Miles will do it.
None of this would have happened if Gavin didn't insist on getting that stupid gun.
Jody, there is little point in talking about if now. That's not going to change anything.
I know, you're right.
But if the police do get involved in this, you are going to have to prefer charges against Gunther this time.
I will, if he lives. Nicole, I don't care what becomes of Gunther right now. I'm worried about Gavin. He's the one that pulled the trigger. He's the one that could wind up in jail.
Honey, that is not going to happen.
How can you be so sure?
Because from what Gavin told you, it was a clear-cut case of self-defense.
Well, what if the police don't believe that? I mean, what if they find out that Gunther broke Gavin's leg?
Now, what does that have to do with anything?
There is a long history of bad blood between Gavin and Gunther. What if all of that comes out?
Look, Gunther threatened Gavin. Gavin saw that his life was in danger and he defended himself. Now, those are the clear facts, right?
Well, what if they come up with a different theory?
What kind of theory?
I don't know, that shooting Gunther was an act of pure revenge. That must be Gavin. Okay. Oh, my God. Are you all right? Let me see. Let me look at you. You really weren't hurt. Oh, thank God.
Has there been any word about Gunther?
No. We haven't heard anything.
You're working harder with your cleanser.
I don't think I am working harder. Comet cannot out-clean my cleanser.
Okay, let's test it together on a tough, greasy food stain. We'll count the strokes.
I don't believe it. Comet cleaned the stain better than my product. I'm so shocked.
Let's go to the second powder.
Okay. It still didn't clean it.
40 strokes compared to 20.
It's unreal. This Comet is really something.
Comet puts more power behind every stroke.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Engelbert Humperdinck.
Don't the songs of the 30s and 40s have marvelous melodies and unforgettable lyrics? Well, I've chosen some of my favorites that I've had real pleasure in recording. And I can't think of a lovelier way to spend an evening than to share some of these romantic songs with you.
This is a lovely way.
A lovely way to spend an evening. Engelbert Humperdinck's brand new album with 24 of the most beautiful love songs ever written.
You'll never know just how much I miss you. Walk alone.
Passion, exciting, tender. A performance to stir every emotion. Harbor Lights, Stardust, Faraway Places, and this beautiful classic, Embraceable You. Engelbert Humperdinck brings today's sound to all of these glorious songs of love and romance you know and love. Engelbert Humperdinck, a lovely way to spend an evening. Available on 2 LPs or 1 long-play cassette. Here's how to order.
Credit card and COD customers, toll-free 800-824-7800. That's 800-824-7800. Or save COD fees by sending $11.98 plus $2 postage and handling to Engelbert, P.O. Box 7000-78, Palm Springs, California. That's Engelbert, Box 7000-78, Palm Springs, California. Please specify records or cassette tape.
I had no intention of breaking the promise. I went into that studio and I told Gunther that I was going to call the cops. But then he threatened me. And I went for the gun just to make sure that he would stay away. I mean, what was I going to do?
All right. Go on.
So he grabbed me, and while we were struggling for the gun, I heard it go off. And for a minute, I didn't know whether it was me or him. So my first thought after that was call an ambulance, and I tried to use the phone in the studio, but he pulled that out of the wall. So I went outside into the street to the phone booth out there, and when I was putting the dime in the slot, all I could think about was calling you and telling you what happened.
Okay, all right, baby, it's gonna be all right.
Oh, Gavin, you did the right thing in calling Jody at Sid's because Miles was right there.
That might be Miles right now.
Hello?
Nicole, it's Miles.
Oh, Miles, what's happening?
I'm calling from a phone booth outside the dance studio. Gavin's phone was ripped out.
Oh, yes, I know about that.
Police just arrived, and I've also called for an ambulance.
Well, how's Gunther? Will he be all right?
Gunther's dead, Nicole.
Seems as though a harmony is hard to find. Always on my mind. And frustrated days pass without sight. The edge of night, half dark, half light. Do you think we might wake up someday?
Hi, I'm Tammy. Christmas is almost here, and I'd like to be the first to wish you a very Merry Christmas and offer you an exciting Christmas special. You get 4 of the most beautiful Christmas presents that have ever been under a Christmas tree for less than $5 each. First, you'll receive the #1 gospel album, One Day at a Time by Christy Lane.
One day at a time, sweet Jesus.
Your second gift is Christy's #1 Christmas album, 21 of the most popular beloved Christmas songs of all time.
No crib for a bed, silent night.
Let Christy Lane touch your home this Christmas with the most beautiful voice in music.
Pretty paper, pretty ribbons of blue. Oh, holy night.
Your third gift, Christy's brand new album, Footprints. 15 inspirational songs featuring footprints in the sand.
At last I understand.
What joy and strength you will receive through Christy's beautiful singing of these 54 songs on 3 albums, 3 8-tracks, or 3 cassettes. And your fourth gift, Christy's #1 best-selling life story, One Day at a Time, destined to be a movie with over 500,000 copies already sold. People are finding new hope through Christy's story, and her autograph is on the back cover just for you. You get all 4 bestsellers for less than half price. You save over $20 and have 4 beautiful Christmas gifts that you and your loved ones will treasure forever for only $19.95, less than $5 each. Call now, 1-800-453-5700. That's 453-5700, and get 4 beautiful gifts, 3 albums, 3 8-tracks, or 3 cassettes plus the book, less than $5 each. Or save COD, send $19.95 to Christy Lane, Box 4086, Madison, Tennessee. That's Christy Lane, Box 4086, Madison, Tennessee, 37116.
This is the USA Network.
I'm calling from a phone booth outside the dance studio. Gavin's phone was ripped out.
Yes, I know about that.
Police just arrived. I've also called an ambulance.
Well, how's Gunther? Will he be all right?
Gunther's dead, Nicole.
Oh, no, how horrible.
Nicole, what is it? Tell us.
Miles, are you all right? You sound just awful.
I have felt better.
Why? What's the matter?
Never mind. Listen, I've got to get back up to the studio and give my statement to the police. Detective Tyler's here.
Oh, Miles, I'm so worried.
Oh, what is it? What's going on there?
Miles, I'm going to put Jody on.
Miles, what is it?
Gunther's dead, Jody. I'm sorry.
Oh, dear God, this can't be happening.
He's dead, isn't he?
Miles, couldn't you do anything for him?
It was out of my hands, Jody. It was taken out of my hands.
Gunther provoked Gavin. The gun was fired in self-defense. That's all it was.
I don't have any doubt about that.
What happens now?
Where's Gavin?
He's right here.
Well, the best thing for him to do is to get down here as fast as he can and give his version of what happened to the police.
Okay, all right, I'll tell him to do that.
I'll be here at the dance studio for a little while, and then I'll come right home.
I'll see you in a while. Gavin, listen to me. Miles said the best thing for you to do right now is to go back to the studio and tell the police everything that happened.
Yes, that is sound advice, Gavin.
I feel kind of sick. I killed a man. I actually killed a man.
You had no choice.
I'm a murderer.
No, you're not. You were defending yourself. You couldn't do anything else.
But what if the police don't believe it was self-defense?
Just don't concern yourself with that, Gavin.
Really, I mean, when the police hear the circumstances, there won't be any problem. Now, come on. I'm going down there with you.
No, you're not going anywhere. I don't want you involved.
Gavin, I already am involved. Now, I want to be there with you.
No, I'm going alone. You just stay here and wait for me.
Gavin!
Jody! Let him go. It'll be all right.
Nicole, I have never been so frightened in my whole life.
I'll tell you, it took me some time to get used to working with Tyler. I like to know what the men in my department are all about.
That wasn't possible since he arrived in Monticello with his secret and clung to it for quite some time.
He considered it private.
Well, I'm glad he finally felt he could trust us enough to open up about his past.
It's hard not to be sympathetic, Derek.
Well, I will say at least he's never let this pathetic crusade of his get in the way of his work. He performs like a top-notch cop.
I gather he had a rather impressive record even before he came to your department.
His file had several commendations in it, yes.
Well, he's probably trying harder than most to prove his value to the department simply because he was placed here by influential friends.
But, Mike, I don't like it when my cops try too hard. They're always the ones that step in front of a gunman. I prefer they use more discretion.
No, that's understandable.
It saves me the hassle of having to visit them in the hospital and the hassle of thinking what to say to a new widow.
I still think he'll be happier if his doubts are resolved.
Well, right now, Draper is in the area where this Jefferson Brown supposedly died. Possibly he'll be able to shed some light on it. What's that?
Oh, excuse me, that's my beeper. May I use your phone?
Yes, of course, right in there.
May I have some more coffee, Nancy?
It isn't too hot. You want me to heat it up?
No, that's fine. That's good.
All righty?
It's Mallory. Did you beat me? What's up? A homicide at the Wiley Dance Studio. Who was killed? All right, Tyler's there now. Tell him I'm on my way. I'm afraid I'm gonna have to go.
Derek, who was killed?
Gunther Wagner.
Skylar Whitney's chauffeur?
His ex-chauffeur now.
Who did it?
Apparently Gavin Wiley. I've got to run. I'll let myself out. Good night.
I want every corner of this room dusted for fingerprints.
Yeah.
When that phone's in working order, I want to know about it.
Okay.
Okay, what do you have for us so far, Doc?
Can't you talk to us after the autopsy is finished? We'll know more in a day or so when Dr. Kavanagh and Dr. Fisher get it.
Look, I'm not going to carve everything you're telling me in stone. Anything you could give me, Doc, would help.
The man was shot once. Nasty wound in the abdomen.
Can you give me an estimated time of death?
Oh, he stopped breathing not too long ago. It's a fresh corpse, Detective. He's been dead about 10, 15 minutes at the most.
15 minutes? That's very peculiar.
Hello, John.
Hi there, Miles.
Damien, I'm sorry. I had to call home. That's all taken care of. I'll help you in any way I can.
Well, you didn't just happen to come in here and stumble across Gunther's body. How did you know he was here?
I was at Sid's Tavern with Nicole and Jody. Gavin called Jody there to tell her there'd been some trouble.
Can you tell me exactly what kind of trouble?
Well, now, look, Damien, I don't have to tell you the whole story, right? You know part of it.
Well, I knew they weren't friends. I didn't know they were mortal enemies. Well, go ahead. Tell me what you know.
Well, all right, Jody was here in the studio earlier this evening all by herself. She was waiting for Gavin. Apparently, they had some plans for him. Gunther arrived before Gavin did.
What moved Gunther to show his face around here?
Oh, don't ask me. I don't have any idea.
So Jody was here with Gunther?
Yes. And he started to harass her. He locked the door, came after her.
That guy just didn't want to give up, did he? How bad was it this time?
It's the worst experience yet. I mean, her dress was torn. I saw it. She said she had to pick up a cane to defend herself, but she managed to escape. She ran to Sid's Tavern. That's where we met her. It wasn't prearranged or anything. I mean, Nicole and I were just eating there.
So how did Gavin Wiley manage to get involved in this mess?
On her way out of this building, Jody ran into him. She told him what happened.
And, of course, Gavin came upstairs to the studio.
Well, he promised he was going to call the police. There wouldn't be any kind of a fight.
Well, apparently Mr. Wiley wasn't the kind of guy who keeps his word. The gun we found under Gunther's body was registered under his name.
Yeah, well, that's not a surprise, Damien. I told you. He called Jody and told her exactly what happened. He said that Gunther needed medical attention. That's why I ran over here.
And what did you find when you got here?
Well, Gunther was lying pretty much in the same position he is now. There'd been a tremendous loss of blood.
Was he dead?
No. He's semi-conscious.
Well, did he manage to say anything?
I don't... Oh, well, yeah, he mumbled something about his watch.
His watch? Just a second. Well, it's just an ordinary kind of watch. Still running. But why did he mention his watch?
I don't know. Listen, I was concentrating on his wound. I was telling him I was going to have to go downstairs, call for an ambulance. All of a sudden, I felt this crack on the back of my head and the lights went out.
You were knocked unconscious?
That's right. No blood, but I got a lump there about the size of a golf ball.
How long were you out?
Had to been a good 40 minutes.
And what happened when you woke up?
Well, I was very groggy, but the first thing I remember doing was checking on Gunther. It's too late. He'd already died.
Are you telling me that if there hadn't been a 40-minute lapse that Gunther might still be alive?
I couldn't swear to that, but yeah, it's possible. Your bath?
Very bubbly and very relaxing. You should have taken one, too.
Yeah, maybe next time.
Are you feeling all right?
Yeah, sure. Why do you ask?
You look kind of strange.
Yeah, well, I feel drained.
The business meeting?
Yeah. Yeah, that was it. It took a lot out of me.
Poor baby.
Would my Charmin user swap one pack of Charmin for two of something else? Watch my hidden camera.
I want to take away your pack of Charmin and give you 2 packs of this major brand instead.
No, that's okay.
What are you doing?
Well, this is what I use. It's very soft. It's absorbent. It's economical. It's squeezably soft.
Now, what are you doing?
Squeezing. Feel it. Squeezably soft. Feel that. Doesn't have it. Squeeze this, and you wouldn't buy anything else.
My boss would never believe this.
Gotcha.
Listen,
squeezably soft Charmin. Once it's gotcha, it's gotcha,
you
right?
Bet.
Hello, Mother. Daddy, you too. Love my classes here at State U. Just one problem. It's my laundry. Miss that nice fresh smell. Hey, Mom, I'm in a quandary.
You miss Downy, that'll do it. April freshness rinses through it. Deep down softness, it goes all through. Downy freshness makes a difference, love, we miss you. Now there's a new Downy. Best Downy yet, April fresher than ever. With a no-mess cap the others don't have. Pours easier, measures easier. And what's left goes back in. No messy bottles. New cap, more April freshness. Best Downy yet.
Hi, I'm Mike Jarek. Do women think men have a greater sex drive?
If we're married and I say you have a stronger sex drive, sure, because the minute, you get an erection, you penetrate. Who has a sex drive? I just want you to get it over with. You don't romance me. You aren't tender and loving to me. So, yeah, you have the sex drive and I have the headache.
Dr. Irene Casorla points out the mistakes that women make in bed this week on Alive and Well.
At 2 p.m. Eastern on USA Tomorrow.
It's just that it's all caught up with you, all the tension of the past few weeks.
Yeah, well, it hasn't been all fun and games.
I can just imagine what's been going on in your mind.
And I was trying to figure out what was going on in your mind.
Well, you should have told me yourself, even before the wedding. You would have saved yourself a lot of grief. I mean, you should have known I would understand.
I should have.
And then there was the burglary. You come home and you find some stranger with a gun in your house.
I'd be very happy if I never see another gun in the rest of my life.
You were so brave. You're not just my husband, you're my hero. Oh, and then that stupid story about Valerie Bryson.
Forget it. I never want to hear about that article again.
Well, nothing will come of it. Because Lieutenant Diedrichson will never show up. Because I know where he is. And I'm going to keep him all to myself. You know what?
What?
I'm a trigamist.
A what?
A trigamist. That's a step better than a bigamist. I'm married to 3 men at the same time. Schuyler, Whitney, Jefferson, Brown, and Lieutenant Diedrichson.
You can forget about those last two.
All right, I will.
It is so good to be able to share my life with you.
You can tell me anything, Anything. You will, won't you?
Of course I will.
That doesn't mean I have to tell you everything.
What is this, a double standard or something? Like you...
Yes. Oh, let Gunther get it.
Gunther's not here, am I?
All right. I'll get it. I don't want you talking to some businessman about stocks and bonds all night. Hello?
Raven. Mrs. Whitney. Hello.
Hello, who is this?
This is Damien Tyler. I'm sorry to bother you so late in the evening.
What can I do for you, detective?
Is your husband at home?
Yes, he is.
Could you put him on the line, please?
Just a minute. Damien Tyler. I'll be right back.
Yes. Detective, what can I do for you?
Mr. Whitney, I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
Well, what happened?
Your man, Gunther, was involved in a little altercation at the Wiley Dance Studio earlier this evening.
Oh, well, look, if he's been arrested again, if this is about putting up bail for him, I've had just about enough of this.
He's been shot, Mr. Whitney.
Oh, God. How could it have happened?
Look, I'm at the Wiley Dance Studio. I want you to come down here right now. I'll explain things to you as soon as you get here.
Yeah, of course. How is he?
Well, Gunther's dead, Mr. Whitney.
Well, I'll be right there.
Oh, look at that chocolatey Duncan Hines Devil's Food Cake. Now if I can just get the kids to wait.
Who can wait?
Chocolate lovers can't help but help themselves to a moist, delicious cake from Duncan Hines.
The rich, fudgy cocoa of 6 milk chocolate bars goes into every Duncan Hines chocolate cake for a moist, delicious taste that melts in every bite.
It's a moist, delicious way to bake your best.
Good thing I always bake more than one.
You're the best!
Duncan Hines.
Move it, dude. Did you steal this thing, dude? No, actually, it's a loaner.
You are really sick.
I'm covered with shame. Hey, Angela. Let's go for a ride.
Why don't you grow up now?
So I can be like you?
He didn't see the future coming, but that was then. This is now. Rated R. Starts Friday, November 8th at a theater near you.
I'm Charles Schwab. Over 1 million investors who make their own investment decisions trade with us. Here are a few reasons why.
Okay, good, thanks. Bye. There, I took your advice and bought that stock.
Already? You were on the phone less than a minute.
Oh, sure. I called Charles Schwab, placed the order, and they told me the price I paid, all in less than a minute.
Charles Schwab is fast.
And they saved me money on brokerage commissions.
How much do you say? 25, 30%?
More like 70% compared to what I used to pay my full commission broker.
Now that's a good deal.
That's what I've been trying to tell you. You know, you really should call Schwab.
I think I will.
For a free booklet on how you can save up to 76% on brokerage commissions, call 800-453-6606, toll free. That's 800-453-6606. Charles Schwab, a Bank America company. Member SIPC.
Honey, Gavin acted in self-defense. Now, that's clear. He's committed no crime.
But they're sure to find out about Gavin's animosity towards Gunther.
It was Gunther's animosity towards Gavin that led to the shooting.
I know, but there are no witnesses. No one heard Gunther threaten Gavin, and what makes it worse is Gavin shot Gunther with his own gun. Nicole, how is he going to prove that he fired that gun in self-defense?
Honey, you are worrying needlessly. Now, once Gavin goes down there and tells the police his story, they're going to believe him.
I don't know. I'm afraid of what might happen. Nicole, I don't want Gavin taken away from me. I love him. I love him so much.
Oh, Mom, I'm sorry you're here. You just couldn't have picked a better time to come home.
How's everybody holding up?
Oh, I think we need a little reassurance. Did you see Gavin?
Yeah, he hasn't been arrested or anything like that.
Slow down. Nobody's been arrested yet.
Well, they believe his story, don't they?
Jody, look, right after I got off the phone with you, I went upstairs to the dance studio. I gave my statement to the police. By the time I left, Gavin hadn't arrived yet.
What? Well, he had plenty of time to get down there.
Well, maybe he's stuck in traffic or something. I mean, I'm sure that he's there right now giving a statement to the police.
Hope you're right, Jody, because the worst thing he could do right now is to panic.
Miles, you said that they've begun the investigation. Have the police come up with anything yet?
No, it's way too soon.
Well, what if they come up with a wrong conclusion?
Jody, honestly, I feel that Gavin is going to come out of this okay. Please don't worry about him. Now, if you two would excuse me, this physician is going to try to heal himself. I think I'm in need of a couple of aspirin. Boy, this guy's heavy.
What did the medical examiner have to say? Well, the doc said the time of death was about 9:15. Which means Gunther probably died just before we got here.
What do you say about the wound?
1 bullet through the abdomen. Judging from the absence of powder burns, I'd say that the assailant was approximately 10 feet away or more from Gunther when he was killed.
10 feet?
Yeah. The gun that was found on the premises was registered to Gavin Wiley, and it had been fired recently. Which means that there's very little doubt that the bullet that killed Gunther came from that gun.
Well, I wish I could say I was shocked or surprised about what happened.
But you're not.
These two were famous for not getting along.
Yeah, well, most people don't go around killing other people just because they don't get along with them.
Now, I had heard a rumor before that Gunther was responsible for a broken leg that ended Wiley's dancing career.
Well, that's a good reason for a grudge.
Are you going in there?
No, man, just looking for a friend.
Well, nothing in there but the police.
Unless you want to count a few minor traffic violations. I think what we might have here is a case of self-defense.
Yeah. Yeah, but don't forget, it was Wiley's gun, not Wagner's.
And Gunther was a big man. He was perfectly capable of breaking Wiley's neck as well as his leg.
What did Miles say about how cool he handled Wiley, though?
Alex said there had been a struggle over the gun and that the gun went off accidentally.
Heard that before.
No, you're not ready to buy it.
Oh, he just told me the man was shot from 10 feet away. That precludes any alibi about struggling for the gun.
Yeah, I guess that pretty much does cut it down, doesn't it?
I think we have to work here under the assumption that we're looking for a murderer.
Excuse me, Chief.
Yes, Sweeney, what is it?
If you don't need me for anything else here, I really should get back on the beat.
Okay, Sweeney, go ahead. Take care of yourself out there, huh?
Hey, you stop! Stop, Wiley! Stop or I'll fire!
This is the sound that earned them 16 gold records.
I see that moon rising. I see trouble on the way.
Doug Clifford, Stu Cook, Tom Fogerty, and John Fogerty. Creedence Clearwater Revival.
If I'm a fast off, give it all free forever. Come on, the rising wind. We're going up around the bend. Oh, Susie Q, baby, I love you. Susie Q, looking out my back door. And I wonder, still I wonder, who'll stop the rain?
This is the only complete collection of all their hits on 3 LPs or 2 cassettes.
737 coming out of the sky. Oh, won't you take me down to Memphis on a midnight ride? I won't move. Playing in a traveling train. Yeah, down on the corner, out in the street. Playing the both boys are playing. Bring the nickel tappy feet. On the bayou. Big wheel keep on turning. Proud mirror keep on burning. Rolling on the river.
This is the one, the ultimate collection. Creedence Clearwater Revival's greatest hits on 3 LPs or 2 cassettes, just $14.95. Here's how to order.
Credit card customers call toll-free 800-824-1300. That's 800-824-1300. And save COD fees by sending $14.95 plus $1.50 for postage and handling to CCR. P.O. Box 7000-78, Palm Springs, California. That's CCR, Box 7000-78, Palm Springs, California. Please specify records, 8-tracks, or cassette tapes.
Miles, are you sure that all you have is a headache? You look awful.
I have felt better.
Well, it's been a really rough day. I mean, maybe that's why you're not feeling so well.
I really shouldn't feel this tired. Especially since I had a nice little nap this evening.
When did you find time to take a nap?
Wasn't planned, believe me.
I don't understand.
Well, when I was at the studio for the first time with Gunther, I got zapped on the head.
What?
Somebody sneaked up behind me, bopped me a good one. I was out for, I don't know, about 40 minutes.
Well, who would do something like that?
Whoever it was did not leave a calling card, George.
Why?
I don't know why. Mystery to me.
Miles, if something like this had happened to me, what would you tell me to do?
If it happened to you? Mm-hmm. Well, if it happened to you, I'd probably tell you to lie down, rest, you know, and hope that the pain subsided. If the pain didn't subside, we'd have to go in for x-rays on you, make sure there was no concussion.
That is exactly right, so I am marching you upstairs to bed. I don't want any arguments. Come on.
All right. I'll go quietly. I am feeling a little bit rocky.
let Gavin be all right.
Who is it?
This is about the damn rent. Gavin?
Seems as though a harmony is hard to find. Always on my mind. And frustrated days pass without sight. The edge of night, half dark, half light. Do you think we might wake up someday and be aware of all the games people play? Living circles of unending strife as we look for light, and nothing is wrong and nothing is right. The edge of night, half dark, half light. Watching all lonely hearts.
Crisco oil's light taste brings remarkable lightness to cooking.